if you can verify that both of us can be heard.
Yes, let me pull it up. All right, I think we're in.
Sweet. So did you do anything else today besides make stew?
Did some gift wrapping. Got a lot of gifts I'm going to be transporting back home, so getting those all ready.
I need to make sure I have all of my gifts.
I got a couple coming in. I'm hoping they don't arrive too late.
Yeah. I've got
Also, I'm
one
going to
that's
be giving
claiming
a
it's going to
piece of
come on the
paper with my
30th.
gift
Yeah.
on the 30th.
Yeah.
Saying that's after Christmas. Unless it's a New Year's gift.
I ordered it. I ordered it like 3 days ago, and they're like, "Yep, you can either pay $15 to get it there before Christmas, or we'll get it to you by the 30th at the latest." It's like, that's over 50% of the cost of the gift. I think I'll just wait.
Yeah, as long as whoever you're getting for it doesn't mind.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, beyond that, just did some chores. Went to the farmer's market.
Nice. I think ours is over for the year.
Ours is year-long, baby. They switched to every other week during winter.
I think there is a winter one, but it's in a different place. But not been to that one before.
Maybe it's good.
Maybe. It probably is. Just haven't checked before. I was gonna say something. Completely forgot.
You love music. You love the 60s.
Yeah. There's something about... No, I've lost it. Oh, I was listening to Christmas music while I was putting up art today.
Nice.
Had to kick on Beast Reality's Merry Motherfucking Christmas. Remember when I played that for you last year?
You had to kick that on?
Yeah. Listen through some different Christmas albums, you know, scouting out ones for next year.
If you can find a good one.
But speaking of good ones, we can move on if you want, Coop.
Yes, we can jump into it.
Get to the episode. So hello everyone, and welcome back to another Christmas episode of the Audio Shop Podcast. This week we are reviewing A Christmas Gift for You from Phil Spector, produced by Phil Spector.
But not performed, produced.
No, it is a compilation album.
A little bit of outside of our typical wheelhouse, but we decided to give it a spin.
Yeah, and desperately trying to find a somewhat decent Christmas album.
Yes, you're not a good Christmas song. There's plenty of good Christmas songs.
Yes.
It's hard to find a completely good, full Christmas album.
Because quite a few of the ones that have been ranked as best of all time are terrible. Like we did Elvis's last year, which is was the highest selling Christmas album of all time. Terrible. It sucked. Then last
year... You're thinking, oh, but Blue Christmas is such a good song.
Yes, that was a really good one. All the rest were bad. And then last week we did Beach Boys, which is one of the highest ranked Christmas albums of all time. And it was also pretty bad. So I think we need to stop trusting people who make ranked lists.
Music opinions arbitrary?
Yeah, well...
That's what we're doing here. I mean, besides ours, of course.
It is arbitrary, but at the same time, there's blatant corruption. You know, like you were saying, what's the top album on Rolling Stone's top albums of all time?
Rolling Stone.
Yeah. So it's like, come on, there is some subjectivity there, but the Beach Boys, I don't see how anyone would see that's good, you know?
Well, here we're going a little bit different direction. Sam said it's produced by Phil Spector.
Mm-hmm.
It's a compilation album. With the basically featuring multiple artists. On this album, we'll be listening to Darlene Love, The Ronettes, Bob B. Sox and the Blue Jeans, and The Crystals.
Bob B. Sox. What a name.
That sounds like a cartoon villain's name.
Yes.
It appears in like one episode.
Yeah, that's quite accurate. It's a very stage name-esque.
So, and then I had to quote this directly from Wikipedia because it made me laugh. But this album was obviously produced by Phil Spector back in November of 1963. Spector treated as a series of mostly secular Christmas standards to his Wall of Sound production style. Yes, we got a Wall of Sound Christmas album. Which, okay, maybe it's not quite as Wall of Sound as what, that would come to mean in the 90s. But it certainly is not a subtle Christmas album.
No, not at all. I also wouldn't call it shoegaze or Wall of Sound, but
Like that's just what Wikipedia said. But yeah, this one's pretty highly rated in terms of Christmas albums. Of course, we try not to put as much stock into that. But Brian Wilson of the Beach Boys did say this was his favorite album of all time. Not just Christmas album, overall album.
Wow. That's I don't think I could rate a Christmas album as my favorite album of all time. That just seems
Oh, Brian Wilson was an interesting guy, so I mean, it invented Wall of Sound, Sam.
Yeah.
Shoegaze. Frosty the Snowman invented shoegaze.
Hold on, we got to get to that. Don't
okay.
Don't jump straight there. But
sorry.
Let's get started with track number 1 then.
Yes, now we'll start with track number 1, White Christmas by Darlene Love.
It starts off with it's the 60s. This is a real doo-wop vibe here we got going, which I love. It's great.
Yeah. This one, I mean, it's a 60s album, but it's clearly pulling very heavily from the doo-wop sound.
Mm-hmm.
Very 50s inspired, which I guess makes sense. 63 isn't that far into the 60s.
No,
not
at all.
And Christmas has always been about a little bit of a nostalgic sound anyway, so I guess nostalgic in the 60s was the 50s.
Yeah, time didn't really exist before then, so they had to establish the nostalgic sound. And the mixing of this one is really good because you've got the sleigh bells really far back in there. They're really buried, but I actually like that it's not just straight in your face like most times people put sleigh bells in.
Yeah, the mixing of this album's interesting overall. I mean, there's typically a lot going on in the instrumental at any given point.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, Wall of Sound might not be a inaccurate way to describe it in terms of just really hitting you in the face with it. I mean, this song, for instance, it's a little less, doesn't have as much going on in the background.
Yeah.
But that's only comparatively, right? Also, it's kind of odd to have White Christmas as an opener, given that it's typically like it tends to be a slower Christmas song. This one's kind of presented a much more doo-wop upbeat style.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got a little bit more energy to it than normal White Christmas. And then we get to the middle section where there's spoken word for some reason.
Oh yeah, Darlene just starts talking about like wishing she was out of LA for Christmas.
Yeah. That was
which it's only one of 2 times there's spoken word on this album, so.
Yes. And
am I wrong?
No, you're not, but the first one is odd. I find it weird.
It's a little odd, but it doesn't last that long within the song. I mean, basically every song sounds 3 minutes or less.
Yeah, it's a
So
tight, like what, 37 minutes, something like that.
yeah, 34.
Yeah, so short, sweet, quick. But jumping to track 2, if you're ready, Coop.
Yes, track number 2, Frosty the Snowman by the Ronettes.
Um, and this one starts very fun because she has a lovely accent. It is
It's like someone doing a bad Harley Quinn impression.
so New York. It's what's that? My cousin Vinny. Um, shit, what's her name? She played Aunt May in the newest Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Just an aggressively New York accent.
Yes, but that's the accent she was doing in My Cousin Vinny. Um, it's I don't know why. It's so endearing. Fwosty.
Yeah, maybe it's a little maybe it's a little thick.
Yeah.
Um, the thing that gets me about this song is like there's this like constant like clattering in the background.
Well, you know what they say, Coop. A rose such a clatter.
What? No, I mean yes, they do say that, but not to like being your backbone of your song.
Or are you talking about the
Uh,
castanets?
I guess it's just like constant like wood clattering in
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah. I'm
background.
pretty sure those are castanets.
Yes, it's a very consistent. It lasts the entire song.
I like it. It's a different instrument that we don't hear very often.
And you hear it very often on this song.
Well, on this album, but yeah, I like. I think it adds a nice kind of a swing, new swing on things, rather not actual swing music. But it changes the tone of the song a bit, which I like.
Yeah, no. I mean, basically every song in this album is a. There's no like. Okay, it's the fourth song of this album. We have to do the sad Christmas song.
Yeah.
No, these are all just are having fun, are having Christmas fun.
Speaking of the Christmas fun, the ending of this song with the drummer, holy cow. The drummer on this album is just going off like all the time.
Yeah, yeah. He did not get the memo in terms of.
Dude, I know you're a time traveler, but we're still in the 60s. You got to tone it down. No, he's going. It wouldn't be out of place today.
Yeah, this man's going insane on the drums on a Christmas album. You gotta respect
it's
it.
great. I love it. But on this one, it was really obvious. It's like, okay, woo, cool off a bit there. It's just Frosty the Snowman. Well, jump to
How about we go to
yeah
track number 3, "The Bells of St. Mary's."
Not one I'm super familiar with.
Yeah, me neither. Obviously, it's about the bells of St. Mary. You
Yep.
know, a little more of a somber, subject matter. So of course, Bobby socks and the blue jeans just bust in.
Yep.
Um,
And it's talking about bells, so tubular bells are required, and they were included, so that's much appreciated.
yeah, I do appreciate any Christmas song that mentions an instrument plays that instrument, right?
Yeah. Except for Little Drummer Boy. Honest to God, the worst Christmas song ever written.
I like Little Drummer Boy.
I don't.
Parumpa pum pum.
I can't decide which I hate more, Little Drummer Boy or Bubbles.
I don't remember how Bubbles goes.
Michael Bublé. I call him Bubbles.
Oh, okay.
But because he's just, I feel he is blatant plagiarism. You know? Because when I was listening to Christmas music earlier, I was skipping through, and his version of White Christmas came on. He just copied the Drifters, just did the same thing.
Look, Christmas music is iterative,
Yeah,
not inventive.
That's why I really dislike Michael Bublé, is because he is just directly copying. He's like, "Yep, I'm gonna make this exactly the same way again," like Jingle Bells, with I can't remember who he got on, but the Bing Crosby version. He's got the Andrews sisters as backup, and he's like, "Hello, girls." And
Hello, Mr. Bublé.
yeah, Bubbles does the same thing, and I'm like, dude, yeah, you can't just copy it 1-to-1. That's why I dislike him, because he's just a hack that he can sing well, and he's like, I want to make a shit ton of money.
Oh, whoa. Stop poo-pooing on Bublé.
I'll poo-poo on Buble all I want. If you want to listen to Buble, why don't you go listen to Sinatra, the man he's trying to copy?
Hey, we're talking about Bobby socks here. Come on.
Yeah, sorry, Bobby. No,
No, not Bobby. Bob B.
B.
It's an initial.
But he's a pretty good singer. He's a bit far back from the mic, but with how much power he's delivering in some of these lines, I'm not too well versed on 60s mixing equipment or techniques for music, so I'm not sure how much they could fix in post here. So it's like, you know what, you're going to blast out all the other instruments. When you hit those, power notes, pull back a little bit.
Wall of Sound, Christmas album. Well, yeah, that's all I got. You can go on to track number 4 if you're ready, Sam.
Yeah, the only other thing I had was the percussion in this one sounded a bit horse gallopy. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but that's what I got.
So sometimes the Christmas music is a little horsey for some reason. It's not the most horsey on this album.
No, definitely not. But jumping to track 4.
Track number 4, Santa Claus is Coming to Town by The Crystals.
Actually, you were wrong about...
Actually, it does start with spoken word here.
You were wrong. I forgot about this one. It does.
But this one fits a little bit better because it's like a bedtime story vibe, right?
Yeah, but it's not needed.
It's not needed. What's needed in a Christmas album?
Cohesiveness. I will admit that this intro fits better than a later one, where they literally just tack it on the beginning and then fade it out and then start the song. But this is a classic one. I would say this is, for me, one of the most classic versions of Santa Claus is Coming to Town, unless somebody copied it exactly later on. And I know Jackson 5 copied this performance, but they formed the year after this album came out, so I'm going to say they copied it. Unless these guys copied it from somebody. I don't know. I've not gone through the history. There's too many versions of this song. I don't know which one was first.
Look, it doesn't matter. It's just what's out in front of us. Which is to say that it's a very good rendition of Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Mm-hmm.
Not really blasting the main song, but lets loose with the vocals and instrumentation.
Yeah. I don't know if it's this exact version that I'm thinking of, but it's a performance very similar to... Oh, no, it's... Oh, I know which one I'm thinking of now. I can place it. It's where the people are talking to each other at the start.
She's talking at the start of this one.
No, but this is like... It's multiple people laughing and like talking to each other, and then they launch into Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Is it Michael Bublé?
No, it's not Bublé. I'm not going to find it tonight, but so they copied from this one. That's why I think of it as, okay. Sorry. Internal confusion that doesn't track well outside to conversation. But
that is to say, this is a popular version that's been copied.
Very classic version. And it's got a sax solo in the middle there, which I didn't know I needed in a Christmas song, but that was great.
It honestly works really well.
Yeah.
Not that I've seen that very often in Christmas songs, now that I think about it.
Yeah. But it's good. I like it. It spices it up.
Yeah, no, it's a very good rendition of Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
And then I don't know if you heard that at the end there, Coop, once it starts to fade, like the timing completely falls apart.
What do you mean? Like it just kind of disintegrates?
Yeah.
I guess a little bit.
It was kind of off-putting. I was like, oh, like what's going on here? It's like they, I don't know if they were like copying reel to reel with tape or whatever. Like I said, I don't know how they did editing in the 60s, but
I don't know. Maybe it's just an interesting little effect they were going for.
Yeah, that was kind of like, oh, everything kind of fell apart there for a second. But jumping to track 5, if you're ready, Coop.
Yes, track number 5, Sleigh Ride by the Ronettes.
Yes, and I don't know if that's a real horse, but it's pretty convincing either way.
Let's start with the horse whinny, the clopping, iconic beginning to a song.
Yeah. They even hit us with the double horse whinny.
Which, is this probably like the definitive version of the song, right?
I always listen to
at least in my mind,
the non-vocal one. It was, oh, who's it by? I was just listening to it earlier, but it's not quite, for me at least, because I feel like the thing with Christmas music is it's different for everyone. It's just what you listened to when you were growing up. You know, that's what's classic Christmas music in your head.
No, that makes sense. This one's probably it for me, though.
That's fair.
I mean, the ding-a-ling, dong-dings, the horse hands, the clapping.
Yeah. Yeah. For it is a classic. Shit, where is it? Is it Andy Williams? No. Leroy Anderson. That's the I think that's the classic for me. But that one doesn't have any singing. That's just a orchestral piece.
Oh, well, this one has a nice violin break.
Yeah, no, again, there's multiple classic versions, I feel. But it's not the classic version to me, you know. But very good. Very, very good.
Could hear the song. Now I'll go on to track number 6 if you're ready, Sam.
Yeah.
Marshmallow World.
Again, not a Christmas song I was super familiar with.
I do like Marshmallow World. This is by Darlene Love, by the way.
Yeah. I commented, a true Christmas classic. Who doesn't know Marshmallow World?
I like Marshmallow World. Maybe it's not like the most popular Christmas song, but, you know, it's a cute one.
I didn't say it was bad at all. It's just I was like, I recognize that beat a little bit, but I can't tell you any of these words. But I like it, you know, coming into it actually knowing the names of the Christmas songs instead of hearing them namelessly on someone else's speaker or on a grocery store speaker.
Your ideal way of listening to Christmas album isn't through the speakers at a Target.
No. Shopping at a Kroger or something and they do the fucking bing bong that just randomly. It is managers. It is now 5:00 tea time.
Tea time.
I'm just telling you what I hear at my.
You're going to fancy stores.
I don't know what the heck they're talking about. I don't work there. But
no, but I like this one. This version of the song. It's got a kind of a brassy big band sound behind it,
and the vocals are really good. Like they're really doing some heavy lifting. The sax and the vocals, I'd say, are the two pillars of this track.
Yeah, and I mean, again, more sax, which is always welcome.
Gotta have more sax. But jump to track 7 if you want, Coop.
Yes, track number 7. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. Maybe another not top shelf Christmas song, but
well, okay. I've definitely heard I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus a lot. I'd say that's in the top 10 most played.
I wouldn't say top 10.
Top 20 at least.
Maybe.
This I didn't say I liked it. I'm just telling you I hear it a lot. The environmental storytelling fits better, but this is not part of the song. There's
environmental storytelling?
Yes.
You mean a big kiss sound at the beginning?
Kiss sound and like feet on snowy ground and a car starting up and driving away. But then it fades out and then the song just hard cuts in.
Yeah, maybe it's not super integrated, but no. You know.
And then there was a lot of lyrics in this one where it was mommy was tickling Santa Claus.
Yeah, I don't know what the Ronettes were on with. I mean, they didn't make this song, right? They were just singing the lyrics.
I don't remember that being in any of the versions I've heard.
I don't know. Maybe their own classic spin to it. It's always been a pretty weird Christmas song, right? Because it's like, it's about a woman cheating on her husband, right?
No, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be the dad is dressed up as Santa.
I mean, that's not really implied in the lyrics.
But it's from the perspective of a child,
right? All they know is that mommy's kissing Santa Claus. I mean, then there's the tickling bit. There's something uncouth occurring in that Christmas tree.
Ma'am, why is your child singing about you tickling Santa's balls? What was that? Underneath a mistletoe? Oh, Santa Claus, not okay, sorry, I misheard.
I saw mommy heavy petting the milk delivery man.
That's a different song. That's not a Christmas song. Very,
like I'm just
very
saying it's
50s,
at
though.
yes.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is about the story behind the song is that the child's father is dressed up as Santa.
I don't know. I'm looking up the Wikipedia page, and the Jimmy Boyd, who recorded the original version back in 1952,
Yeah.
It was reported that he was condemned by the Roman Catholic Church when he released this song.
Oh.
The only thing it was described as an adulterous encounter.
Oh, what? No, I always just took it as it's a child, their father dressed up as Santa, and they're like, it's really Santa.
Now this might be a myth.
Yeah. Well, you should write to the Pope and see what if he can provide some clarity.
Yeah, well, what is the canon law to mommy kissing Santa Claus?
Is it an adulterous song? We need to know.
Anyone knows the Pope's a very big Wall of Sound fan.
Big into shoegaze.
Yeah, he's listening to the Cocteau Twins every day.
Yeah. That's it's Cherry Colors Funk is his #1 album.
Yeah. Why is the Pope not really releasing a Spotify Wrapped?
What does the Pope listen to? You know?
Yeah. I mean, the dude's in his 80s. I'm assuming he doesn't, have that much.
Doesn't listen to music.
Just wait till we get our first Gen C Pope.
Oh God.
It'll happen one day.
It's his top song of 2024 was Seabat.
I just think it's neat.
Anyway, jump into track number 8 if you're ready.
Yes, track number 8, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Or like Rudolph the noisy reindeer, am I right? This is a noisy song.
Sorry, I can't talk and type at the same time. This is a long title. Yeah, they've got the castanets again. At least that's what I think they are. That's what they sound like.
Yeah, they're also very prevalent. Which is also it's not even the same band. It's the Crystals this time. So
yes.
I guess maybe it's just Phil Spector.
Probably. I mean, it does.
The
sound,
Spector of Phil.
It sounds Christmassy. I'll give him that.
No, it definitely has a Christmassy vibe to it. But maybe a little too persistent.
Yeah, I liked it.
But I mean, it's a energetic version of the song.
Yeah. I will say the instrumentals do a lot of the heavy lifting, but vocally it's kind of it's a pretty standard Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah, no, this one doesn't really go out of its way to be too different.
No.
It's Rudolph. It's a fun story.
Yeah, but not much to write home about in terms of uniqueness.
No, I'd say this is a straightforward cover.
Yeah. Well, jumping to track number 9 then, Coop.
Yes, track number 9, Winter Wonderland by Darlene Love.
I don't know if you picked up on this right at the start of the song there, Coop. That bass line is the same as the Drifters opening for White Christmas.
No, I did not catch that.
The bass literally plays doo-doo-doo-doo.
Huh. I guess it is rather Christmassy then.
Yeah. And Drifters version came first. This isn't even the same song. So I'm like, that's kind of an odd inclusion there. But that really stuck out to me.
Maybe it was a sample, a callback.
It was not a sample.
Truly, Christmas music
it was a bass
iterative.
actually playing it. But I thought that was interesting. I like when Christmas songs, when Drifters has at the end of White Christmas, they've got Jingle Bells. I like when you sprinkle a little bit of, here's a little bit of this Christmas song just to kind of spice things up. It adds some uniqueness without having to invent too much. You know what I mean?
You can't be too radical with your Christmas instrumentation.
No, you're allowed to, but I'm saying it's a rather safe one that works very well.
That's true. Right. You don't want to go too off the road.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty boisterous version of the song.
Yeah.
Definitely goes a little maximalist with the instrumentation.
Yes. And
Phil, again, it was not being subtle with this album.
I don't recall the we can build a snowman and pretend that he's a clown. I don't remember that line being in there. Did you catch that?
Oh yeah, it's you pretend he's Parson Brown.
Yes. And they said that on the first way through, but when they hit the line the second time, they say pretend that he's a clown.
And I guess it still works.
It does, but I was just like, oh, I'm used to hearing Parson Brown twice.
Here, no one really knows what a parson is anymore.
Yeah, that's his first name, right?
No. Parson's like I think it's like a position in the church.
Yeah.
They're making fun of their local church guy.
I don't think that making fun of. It's just, kids being kids.
I mean, if someone pointed at somebody and said, "Hey, that looks like you," I'm not taking that as a compliment. Man's built like 3 circles on top of each other.
It's kids. I think you're reading too far into it.
Kids are cruel.
Yes, they are, but it's also them just pretending,
Well, then let's track on to track number 10, if you're ready, Sam.
Yes.
Parade of Wooden Soldiers. Which, jump scared by the trumpets at the beginning here.
Yeah, this isn't one I've heard before either.
I mean, I've heard it before. It's not maybe a Christmas staple, but it's it floats around. Certainly not it's about toy soldiers, so it's a lot heavy. It's trumpet heavy.
Yeah. I felt that it was more of an excuse for the drummer to go crazy again.
And I don't know who the drummer on this album was, but he was earning his paycheck.
he was killing it. It was crazy. But yeah, it's okay. It has the sound of an old classic, but I'd never heard it before.
Yeah, this one's not super common. No, I think it's a fun cover. Like I said, it's got trumpets. It's got like kind of the wood block sounds, kind of imitate the marching. Kind of just a weird fade out at the end, though. But beyond that,
yeah, it's interesting. It's hard to comment on that kind of thing when it's your first time hearing the. You're supposed to be reviewing. These are all supposed to be classics, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know this one.
How about we go on to track number 11 then?
Yes.
For our Christmas classic. Track number 11, Christmas.
Christmas.
Parentheses, Baby Please Come Home.
Probably got told you can't just call your song Christmas. Like no one is ever going to be able to find that anywhere. But yes.
But no, this is an absolute classic.
Yes, this is a classic. And I like it because it's one that I feel is not covered to hell by everyone.
Yeah, which is kind of surprising. I mean, this is Darlene Love here.
Yes.
And it's like a very vocal chop, like show-offy kind of song. Like she's belting it on this one.
She's hitting some crazy power notes, especially at the end. But that's one thing I appreciate about this song is it's not like Frosty or any of those other ones where, yes, every time somebody makes a Christmas album, one of those is on there. It's a classic, but this is the version you really ever only hear.
Of course, considering it came out 60 years ago.
Yeah. And I love it. It's a great Christmas song.
It's got the bells in the background. Got a mixture of like really good bass and brass.
Really good grand piano there at the end too. That adds some nice depth.
Just like another sax solo.
Yes. He loves his saxophone. Did we look up? Does he play saxophone? Is that him? Is that his
is that Phil Spector? I don't know. Let me check. This is just Phil's not subtle way of getting himself on a sax album.
Yes.
Let me see. Who was on sax here? No, some guy named Jay, also known as the founding member of Super Sax. If that gives you any indication of, what this guy's MO is.
I'd say that's interesting. We might have to check.
No,
that out.
The guy on drums who we've been complimenting is Hal Blaine, and is one of the most recorded studio drummers in the industry, having claimed over 35,000 sessions.
Oh my god!
And drummed on 6,000 singles. he's been featured on 150 U.S. top 10 hits,
Holy
40 of which
cow.
went #1. So this dude's drumming
Can you give us a couple like famous ones that he's been drummer on?
Let's see. Select performances. Jeez, that's a lot. He's the Rebels with the Crystals. I Get Around with the Beach Boys.
Oh my gosh.
That obviously famous one. I Got You, Babe. Famous one. Good Vibrations with the Beach Boys. Another one.
So he was a session drummer for the Beach Boys quite a bit. Then it sounds like.
Yeah. Mrs. Robinson with Simon and Garfunkel. Really good song. Let's see. Top of the World with the Carpenters. Half Free with Cher. Yeah, this guy's been on a lot of songs.
Dang, that's impressive. That's crazy. Session players, I feel, don't get enough credit because they're the backbone. Sure, the artists might write and come up with the beats for all that, but the players are what really make it their own.
Apparently, he had a giant rubber stamp that said "Hal Blaine Strikes Again," which he would put on music scores that he played on.
I like this
pretty
guy.
funny.
That's pretty cool. That's great.
Yeah, dang. Well, look at that. Yeah, died in 2019 at age 90.
Damn.
So, well, there we go.
That's a shame, but man, what a mark to leave,
Yeah. I knew what he was doing. Huh?
Yeah. Respect.
Salute to you, Mr. Blaine.
Well, jump into track 12 if you're ready, Coop.
Yeah, track number 12. Here Comes Santa Claus. Another Christmas classic.
Yep.
And the only other Bob B. Sox song on this album.
Yeah, and compared to his earlier one, the vocal performance is kind of lame.
Yeah, it's a very straightforward rendition of the song
until the trumpet takes over the vocal line.
I was going to say until the brass breakdown.
Yeah, that's I can get behind that.
So yeah, no, it's a good cover.
It's all right, standard. I think the thing that would have elevated in my eyes is we get the trumpet solo, it takes over the vocal line, and then Bob B comes back in, and I wish the trumpet kind of like pop back in every once in a while for emphasis, like not playing duetting with him, but like just every once in a while, just a little bit. You know what? Am I thinking of Bing Crosby's "Here Comes Santa Claus"?
Maybe
that might be something that he does. I have to go back and listen to that again, but I feel like that would have added a little bit more spice because man, his singing in this one is not great. It's not bad. It's just it's here.
Definitely not as good as The Bells of St. Mary.
Yeah, his earlier performance, which I think is why I was more disappointed because I'm like, come on, I know you can sing, but anyway, jump to track 13 if you're ready. Well, that's a strong.
Yeah, track number 13, the last track on the album, "Silent Night."
Yeah, and
presented by all the artists and Mr. Phil Spector.
How the hell did we pick two Christmas albums in a row that have spoken outro?
Yes, it's another outro that thanks the listener for listening to the album.
Thank you so much for playing my game. Like, come on, it's why are we doing this?
So this one's a little cuter since it's like actually Phil Spector, right? Obviously, he's not on the album since he just produced it, produced it.
Whatever, but what difference does it make? It was actually the Beach
Boys name's on the
last
album.
One.
Okay, yeah, but we are hearing the Beach Boys the entire time.
And he didn't even stop speaking in a good spot of the song. Like, you got to time it.
Look, he's just wishing you. It's cute. It's a nice instrumental with a little spoken word wishing you a Merry Christmas. It ends with some nice ghostly vocals on the back end.
I get it. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I get it.
Sam, just let him thank you for listening to the album. He's thanking you, the listener.
I don't care. It's the fact that it happened twice. I could take it once. I can't take it twice.
Well, you can't blame Phil for this, right?
I can blame you though.
Well, I didn't know it ended. Actually, I cheered whenever I got to this part. I'm like, yes, 2 in a row. I want to keep the streak going.
I think the streak ends here. I don't think we're gonna find another one. But
it doesn't have to be a Christmas album. But it's a cute little. It's the only quiet song of the album, which is
Yeah.
appropriate for an outro
Yeah.
and for a spoken word. It would have been funny if he was trying to speak over like the wall of sound drumming that's been occurring throughout this album.
That would have been good. I would have liked that. Well, that's the album.
That is the album.
We gotta pick our favorites and least favorites now. So let's start negative. What's your least favorite track, Coop?
My least favorite is probably "Frosty the Snowman" by the
What? You don't
by
like
the
Frosty?
Ronettes. I mean, her delivery aside, I just don't care for the instrumentation on this one, and
The
the
castanets were
whine,
great.
the vocal whine is a bit much.
Oh, she wasn't whiny at all. Her accent only came through on a couple of words,
A couple.
like Frosty.
It definitely came out on Frosty. I think she was playing it up a little bit.
Maybe a little bit, but I really liked it. I loved the accent really elevates it for me.
Then what's your least favorite?
Ugh. I would probably have to say maybe Here Comes Santa Claus. I mean, Silent Night doesn't count. Either that or probably more actually Rudolph. Probably Rudolph. Because that one was just kind of, There wasn't much there. They did the castanets again, which I liked the first time, and they do sound really Christmassy, but the vocal performance was pretty standard. The instrumental was really good, but it was, if I had to pick a least favorite, it's not bad, but it's just kind of middle of the road compared to the rest.
Okay.
So what would your favorite track then be, Coop?
Well, my favorite track, and here I'll redeem the Ronettes, was "Sleigh Ride," which I think is just a iconic performance of the song.
Yeah.
Right? The horse sounds, the clapping,
Yep.
the good instrumentation, the violin break, certified Christmas classic.
Yeah, that's
And
very good.
what about you, Sam?
I gotta say, Christmas Baby, Please Come Home. It's a very timeless. It's the only version of the song that I know of. I'm sure there's others, but they're certainly not played nearly as much. And it's I feel like it's an untainted classic. You know, I don't think Bubbles has stuck his dirty fingers into this one yet. I'm just gonna I'm gonna wake up on Christmas and he's gonna be standing outside my front door, beat the shit out of me.
All right. Well, that's the end of the album.
Yeah.
And we gotta rate it.
We gotta rate it, and you gotta explain our rating system, Coop, this time.
Oh, of course. Well, as you know, Sam, we are
Yes.
we're filled with the Christmas spirit, and I know it's a little before Christmas, so maybe I'm spoiling a little bit for a little bit early, but Sam, I got you a car
Oh my
for
gosh.
Christmas in honor of Audio
That's
Shop.
what I got you.
Okay, nice. It's on its way to you right now.
Yep.
There are a couple catches.
Oh, what are the catches?
You're gonna pay me for it.
I wouldn't call that a gift then.
It's $85,000.
Okay.
I got all the bells and whistles for you. You're gonna love it. Like, this is a high-end luxury vehicle. Like,
What if
for 2024, all everything you want in a car. So just mail me the check, or I don't know if Venmo allows money that high.
What if
so
I
make
say
sure it's
no?
I already took it out in your name, so
Ooh, okay.
that's going to be a problem.
That's fraud, actually.
Well, no, because it's a Christmas gift.
Oh, okay. I forgot.
So there we go.
That stipulation in the legal code.
See, whenever I asked you for your social security number to log into Twitch.
Oh, I should have known. That's my bad.
You said that's what you got me?
But what about the rating system?
Oh, right. What? At the tip top, we got you the cream of the crop, the best of the best. This is, the albums you always want to come back to. And all the way at the bottom, you got Scrapyard, the Ooh Yuck, to Get It Away From Me, the albums you never want to listen to again. So, Sam, how would you rate A Christmas Gift for You from Phil Spector by Phil Spector?
I think this is a good like new. Good medium, middle of the road like new. It's not something that you'd be, chomping at the bit to listen to before Christmas season comes around, but it's definitely you have this disc on the auto player, so it rotates to it every once in a while. Yeah, I think it's a good solid, slap it on. Maybe without Silent Night. That's kind of a weird one to have pop up if you've got it on shuffle, but I think I very good, very strong Christmas album. What about you, Coop?
I'm in complete agreement. I like New. Which I mean is a Christmas showroom. Let's face it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, yeah, it's got a lot of great Christmas classics, good performances. Not all hits,
Yeah,
but enough that it's definitely worth it from a full album experience. I wasn't bored.
yeah.
The production was certainly, boisterous.
Mm-hmm.
So it didn't have its like typical Christmas album lull where they decide to do like a dirge for some reason in the middle.
No,
Yeah, no, just a all around fun, well produced Christmas album.
certainly I think it's quite strong overall. Like, even though I said Rudolph was bad, it's a medium at worst. I'd say that's a 5 out of 10, or maybe like a 4 out of 10. But the overall quality is pretty 4 out of 5. So
Yeah, that's the end of the album.
yeah, that's all we got. So now we gotta roll on over to the spare tire, which is just whatever else we've been listening to. And I've not been listening to anything. I mean, I listened to some Christmas music today. I already talked about Beast Reality.
Wayne just released an original Christmas song.
Yes, I listened to that today as well. That was quite good. I'll put his channel in the description again. And listening to the 2 Takanaka ones he's done on loop. So,
But nothing else.
Not really. That's been it.
Oh yeah.
What about you?
I've been listening. Nothing too much. Some nice French instrumentals while I was reading. I listened to a new album by a band called A Place for Owls. If you're like looking for some good emo Midwestern rock. But honestly, just a little bit of Christmas music, just getting me in the mood for the season.
Yeah,
I feel like this is kind of the bit of the dead month, right? People aren't really releasing too many new albums in the middle of December, so it's a nice little cool off to kind of revisit what you've already done.
Plus, this is really the only time of year that you can listen to Christmas music.
I mean, you can listen at any time of the year, but you'll get weird looks.
It's weird. Beyond, if I feel that you have to wait till after Thanksgiving, and then you can stretch it to New Year's, but once you hit New Year's Day, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be listening to stuff in February, but
I might listen to the Drifters. That one has a special place in my heart, but the rest of them, Dreaming of a White Christmas, it's March 3rd. It just feels kind of weird. But anyway, that's all we got for you today. If you've liked what you've heard and you want to hear some more, you can scroll down on the Twitch page, click the guy with the aviators on, and that'll take you to our YouTube page where most of the past episodes are. And if you're listening on YouTube and you want to listen to us live, 8 p.m. Eastern, usually every Sunday, although coming into the end of the year, we likely won't be doing another, but we'll have to figure that out. And then we've got Blue Sky.
Yes, you can follow us at Audio Shop Pod, that's POD, and we'll let you know what album we're listening to and when we're listening to it.
Yeah. And Cooper has access to it again, so he can post.
Uh-huh. And I think that's it.
Yeah, that's all we got. So have a happy New Year if we don't see you, and we'll see you next time.
See you later, Shoppies.
See you.